Hello everyone and happy 2023. Hope you guys have a good new year coming up for you and that your 2022 wasn't as bad as everyone on social media likes to pretend. Didn't do much for December because it's Christmas month. It's an exciting month with lots of things to do. Did one quick build that I haven't painted, which is this. I actually got this one for Christmas from the children and the wife. They picked just a model from the local shop, and I haven't glued all the pieces on, just in the off chance that I ever decide to paint this one. It was an interesting build. It was Gundam Artifact. Here we go. Actually, still have the box, and it's just one of these 5 kits on the back, and that's the one I got down here. The number 4 Nightingale. And honestly, of all the ones that were on there, it was the one that I would least like to have gotten, but that's just my luck of the draw. Like, that one would have been cool, that one's okay, and then this one looks like like when you smush down on a peep on Easter morning, just kind of squashed. But looks kind of like Carnage Kabuto from One Punch Man. A little bit, just with the insect type thing. But yeah, I might prime it up and then just do a quick and dirty paint job on it at some point, but I have no idea when I'll do that. The one I finished before then was this 1964 Airfix kit of the Henschel 129, something like that. Let's see, I've got its box too. Yeah, Henschel HS 129 72nd scale, and you can tell just from the box it's old. And make it spin. And the decal sheet, I did end up putting the iron crosses on the wings, but they began to just absolutely disintegrate or peel up off of the plane. Like you can tell just I mean, they're 60 years old. And it was getting to where I was going to... It was not worth the effort it was going to take to get the decals to sit still. And like this one, you can tell, like, I put what I did for this side is I put a piece of card over top of this, paper card, put some microsol on it, and then taped it down to make it lay flat. And that worked okay, and you can still see silvering and bubbles and stuff like that in there, but it was way better than it was. But in my non-looking forwardness, I didn't think that I didn't think about putting a card over this side, and so when I peeled the tape off, it just like tore the decal all to pieces. And this one, even when I put it on, you can kind of see the cracks in it. It shredded as I put it on. And so for me, even though I have all these other decals that, like, F is supposed to go on the side, or these triangles, and the another iron cross on the side, and this yellow bit's supposed to go over the back of the tail, I felt that there was a very high probability that it would just fall to pieces and ruin either at least ruin the decals, and probably ruin the model as well. And so I just, you know what, this was just supposed to be a quick and dirty kit to help me practice my airbrushing, which the camo turned out pretty good, and the underbelly. And building the kit, it made me realize there's a lot of things I need to work on as I have some more elaborate scale airplane models to build over the next couple months. That if I want them to look good, I'll need to work on some of my skills. Like, you can still see the join seam along the top here and the bottom here. I mean, granted, part of this is that it's a 1964 kit that was made for children who were just, going to slap dab the model together and brush on some paint. And part of it is because I haven't built a lot of scale models, airplanes, in a while, and have never really polished my technique up to a high level. But overall, I mean, for a small little 1/72nd scale kit, it was fun to put together. It was fun to work on taping and masking. the canopy was fun just because, you know, it's 60-year-old clear part, and all I painted the dude and put him in there. He's literally just in there in the seat. The cockpit has no detail in it. The huge, this is like a 50mm cannon, a 75mm. This was made to be a tank buster, and I think they only made a couple, and it didn't really work out just because, you know, flying down and trying to drop some bombs on bros with a 50mm cannon. But oh well. It was a fun little build, and it was the second model I built over the thing. The Gundam was the third, and this young lady was the first. This, and I can never remember her name, but she was the one of the Kingdom Death pinups, and you know, she actually comes out of here. She was a fun little model to paint. I was a little disappointed. I think I talked about this in the last video, where you can clearly see the print lines on her legs and on her like all on her stocking here. It just looks almost like it's digitized in some ways. But she was still fun to paint, and it was still fun to work on different techniques. I still feel my reds are really flat on this, and I should be able to build them up. Like the shoes and the gloves, I went with a more the Doombull brown up to Mephiston red with Wild Rider and some others, and so they have a deeper, more leathery look. But the cloth here, I really needed to pull that up higher. But I wanted her. She, as you can tell, she was destined to be a Christmas ornament, and I wanted to actually have her on the tree for Christmas, even though we weren't going to be here for Christmas. And so I got what I could done, and then it's like, you know what, she's going to go on the shelf. And put a magnet in her base and put a magnet in this base, so that way I can easily just kind of get her back. Oop. All right, don't look through there. There we go. I don't have to be, it's not as much skill-based putting her back in the thing. And the opening here was too small for her to be on the base that I had built for her and get everything in without massive amounts of trouble. You know, so I ended up epoxy gluing that base onto here, and the magnet's enough to keep her secure. If it drops enough to where it dislodge her from the magnet, then it would definitely break the bubble here that I got. And this is not a Christmas ornament. This is meant to be a succulent terrarium, where you just put like a small little cactus in it and with a little bit of dirt on the top, and then you just drip water into it every couple of weeks and let it grow. But yes, she worked out pretty well. You know, of course, made my wife's like, why are you putting girls in bathing suits on the Christmas tree? But you know, whatever. It's fun. And I mean, she goes up there with the Red Gabo from last year. Do have some stuff that I've set it up for working on for the coming year. I think this lady is going to be my first one. Oh shoot, I can't even remember her name. Astri the Promised. There we go. But again, this one's printed as well, and the print lines aren't as bad, but there are definitely you know, I wonder if once I get it primed, if you'll see the print lines a little more prominently. And if I do washes on these, will they settle into those print lines and make her look kind of very micro zebra striped? Which I don't know. But got her set on the cork base so I can work under everything here and then not worry about painting title marks from having the feet on the base. Tempted to try some non-metal metallic on the sword, just because, you know, it's such a big thing. If you do just pure, if you go, you can do true metal metallic thanks to Dr. Faust. But you know, we'll see if I can do that. I haven't decided, because she's got that, and then she has her breastplate here, which is metal, and she has the lantern. It's got poor unfortunate souls here whose noggin's been knocked off, and her scarf of faces. Yeah, it is what it is. But this is the second time. This is the second copy of this that I got from Kingdom Death guys, because the first one, when it came, they hadn't packed her very well, and like her foot broke off. The top part of the bow had shattered and broken off. There were some other problems with the resin breaking, because I mean it is printed resin, so it's not terribly strong. But let's see if I can reach this without shaking the world. Yeah, she'll go on to put this onto her base here, and I've got this. This is drying here, but I'm going to do cork, and then I'm going to do you know, sand and flock and everything around through here to give her a more cooler looking base, I guess. You know, I like the cork for building up, but you know, like here on the sides of this, like down on the bottom, you can definitely see it's, you know, that's cork. But anyway, if you're looking through the front of here, it just looks like a nice little snow base with whatever, but the sides, you can definitely tell there's cork there. And so I want to cover that up probably with sand and glue paste, and then prime it up, get it ready for her. And she's got the double staff here, the double pins here, so I can stick her onto the base with that. But that's one I've got scheduled up. Been working on cleaning this guy up from Pegaso, just because I've had this model for 7 or 8 years, maybe longer, and just want to build him up and paint him, get him onto a somewhat elaborate base, or you know, just a nice sturdy base. I've got a plinth here that I'm going to put the metal part of the base on, and then build up on that. Let's see if I can get all that done. And then after this one, I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to go for the rest of the year. I may work on the Kingdom Death box set I've got, and I may not. You know, I've got the 5.0 game board with all the pieces, and I've only ever built the lion, the white lion from that one, and just have all those things to do. And it's like, I mean, if you bought the set, why not just build it up? I may try. What was it? Sorastro had a tutorial on how to do OSL with the original 4 survivors, and that would be a good training for me, because I've never really done any OSL, and the Kingdom Death stuff it lends itself to that, because almost all of them have like a lantern or something that could be a non-top-down light source, basically. Like here you've got the lantern around poor Frosty there, and you could have made a nice glow, like say on the snowman and on her undercarriage and stuff like that, to get a more setting look, I guess, like if you're doing a little diorama with these. But you know, for right now, I'm just going to work on her. I think after I film this, I'm just going to start uploading, and then work on priming her with some. I'm going to use Vallejo primer instead of the rattle can, just because it's hard to get into these spots with the rattle can without overloading all the other pieces. And I'm not going to say it's easy with the airbrush, but it is what it is. Anyway, I'll go black, and then I'll go either gray or white top down to give her like a zenithal top down primer, and see how that works out. But anyway, that's the plans. I hope you guys have had a good 2022, like I said before, and I hope that 2023 treats you well. You get plenty of hobby time, plenty of stuff to build up and paint, and may your skills improve, and may your attitude be always happy and joyful. I'll talk at you later at the end of this month when we're going into February. Adios.